Hello, welcome to Australia, welcome to Australian Book Travels, and welcome to this week's book harvest. It's not a book review, it's a book harvest. But before I get into explanations and things like that, I want to wish you a happy Easter. I don't know if you can see my little decorations. I've got a little rabbit up there as well. I'm hoping, today's Easter Monday, so I'm hoping that you've all had a lovely Easter or a lovely break, a lovely long weekend. And yes, today for those of you who follow the channel, you may have realised that last week there were no new videos that had been uploaded to the channel. There wasn't a book review on Monday, and nor was there a travel video this last Saturday. And that is because for the last week and a bit, I was extremely unwell. In fact, I spent some time in hospital. But it's all good now. Everything's fine. In fact, it's honky-dory, tip-top. I just took time to not only because I was unwell, but then to recuperate. I just thought, the health is more important at this stage, and then I can really get back into the channel in the top of health, and I am. So that's good. Now, today I thought I'd just ease into it and do what I call a book harvest for you. I know Mondays normally we reserve for a book review, but the last few weeks I have been videoing places for you, and when I go to those places I have been buying books. The other thing is I have been buying books online. I've been having so much fun. But anyway, now there are quite a few books, and some of the books have been bought at the locations or the events that I videoed for you that you haven't yet seen. So those books I'm going to leave for a later video so that it doesn't spoil the surprise of where I videoed for you and where we're going in the next few weeks. So today I'll just do a few of the books. There are quite a few. Sorry. So anyway, let's get into it before the camera heats up and burns out or something. Video spectacles. The first lot of books, you may, if you have been watching the channel, you may have, or you may remember that I found through a friend or someone very close to me, Abbey's bookshop in Sydney, in New South Wales. I was not aware this shop existed. I believe actually it was established in the 60s, and I have never heard of it. I guess being in a different state, you're not to know all the bookshops, but this bookshop is really something else. It really is a good, great customer service, and I have said in a previous video that so much online that you can buy, and I'm presuming in the physical shop as well. It's really impressive. Their customer service is second to none. It's absolutely fantastic, but we'll go on about that a little bit later. This parcel, I ordered a few books, and I have been notified by Abbey's bookshop that one of the books I had pre-ordered in this order, so it will not be available until May, but they're sending it out to me freight-free in May. So we have these books, but one's missing, and we know that. So that's good. Anyway, I took the liberty of cutting the tape off so that it's easier to get into rather than wasting time on the video. But let's have a look. So this is from Abbey's bookshop in Sydney. You can buy online. I buy online, but if you're in Sydney or if you're visiting, I would recommend going in. When we visit Sydney together, it is definitely one of the bookshops we'll be going into. And going on from that, I just want to let you know, which I don't think I've made clear before, wherever I video inside a place, so if it's inside a bookshop or a museum or a library, I always ask permission to video. I always have permission. I have not been refused so far, but look, I understand if I am refused access to video places. I fully respect that, but I always make sure I ask. So I'm hoping that when we go to Sydney in the future and when we video, that we can actually video inside Abbey's bookshop, but we will be asking permission. Okay, let's see what we have here. I think we have, oh, there's the receipt. Let's write that down. Okay, what have we got? Ooh, this is so exciting. Okay. Here we go. Now, many of you will know that I am a golden age crime enthusiast, crime fiction enthusiast. And Joan Coggan is little known. I think she only wrote about, 4 or 6 crime detective books. This one is Dancing with Death. Now, I haven't been able to get this anywhere else. You probably can order it, but when I went online to Abbey's bookshop to order a couple of other things, I noticed this was there. So I've been searching for Joan Coggan for a while, and as soon as it was there, I just couldn't resist. So I think this is the only one they may have had, actually, but I could be wrong on that. But you can go online and check anyway. So this is, I think it's by Galileo Publishing. Yeah, Galileo Publishers in Cambridge. Now, this is a book from the 1930s and 40s, but this edition was published in 2022. So I'm really looking forward to this one. It is, quote, "Am in great trouble," capital letters. "Please come at once, Duds." It is the aftermath of the Second World War, and Tommy and Duds Lethbridge have inherited a manor house in Buckinghamshire. The couple invite their friends to an old-fashioned Christmas house party to keep their minds off the dreariness of the times, England still being in the grip of post-war austerity. The party begins favourably enough, though not much time passes before everything begins to go awry, as guests seem to be falling out with each other, in particular twin sisters Flo and Jo. With drinks running low, Duds is beginning to regret ever embarking on a week-long celebration. Unfortunately, in the early hours of New Year's Day, events take a turn for the worse. So I can't wait to read that. Absolutely fantastic. Now, it's so exciting. Now, Arsène Lupin was written by Maurice Leblanc, Frenchman. They were always written in French. And the French have produced a lot of television programs and films on this character. Arsène is a gentleman thief, but extremely intelligent and cunning. And in amongst his thievery, he's also a bit of a detective. So very well known in France. Now, this edition, I had a book years ago. I would have been in my teens. One of these books on this character, Arsène Lupin, and I lost it. I don't know where it's gone. Something's happened in the moves. So I purchased this one. Now, this one is as a result of a resurgence in interest across the world, not just in France, but across the world, of the character. I think it's Netflix or one of those sort of production companies has they've written a series of a character based on Arsène Lupin, or he is inspired by this character. So it's not directly a rewrite or a reimagining of the actual character by Maurice Leblanc. It is a character inspired by. And as a consequence, these books have been rewritten in English. So I'm very excited on this one. I think one of them, I think it may have been in French, the one I had. And when I was learning French at school, I was reading this particular series to help my French. But yeah, as I say, I don't know where it's gone. So I'm really happy to have it, and it is in English, so it will make it easier for me. So that's exciting. I was very excited to order that. Now, this next one from Abbey's Bookshop is Footprints in the Woods by John Lister Kay. John Lister Kay, for those of you who haven't heard of him, he is an English naturalist and conservationist. I think he's an environmentalist, but anyway, he's definitely a naturalist and a conservationist, I think. Let me have a look here. They might have a photo of him. Yes, they do. He has written quite a few books. I think he's written a dozen or so. So there's John Lister Kay there. This is, it's The Secret Life of Forest and Riverbank. This is, I think it was written during COVID, this one, actually. I think it might have been. It may have been. When was it printed? Oh, 2023. So just recently, in the aftermath of the big COVID event. This is John Lister Kay giving sort of, not quite memoir, but an account of the wildlife that he encounters in and around his home and around places he visits. No pictures or drawings, but certainly a beautiful account. It reminds me very much, I have a book in storage, and I think it's called The Country Life Wildlife. And the Country Life magazine that used to, and I think it is still in production, it's a big magazine in England. They used to have a bit of a write-up from one of the naturalists, and of each month of, you know, the wildlife he's encountered and what he thinks and how the future holds out for those the wildlife and so forth. It reminds me very much of that. And when I find the book again, it's probably packed up, but when I find it, I'll certainly bring it out. It's very old. Well, very old. It's I think the book from Country Life was produced probably in the 70s or early 80s, I think. It's a beautiful book. But this very much reminds me of that. So I'm looking forward to reading that. So those three are all from Abbey's Bookshop. Very excited. Now, Abbey's Bookshop too, I must give a plug to because they are amazing. Their customer service is extraordinary. It really is fantastic. I have been, when I was notified by email that did I realise that I'd ordered a fourth book that was not available until May, and that will be coming freight free, so forth. I then wrote back and thanked them, and then as a result there was a bit of an email exchange between us, and they're very supportive of this channel, or when I informed them that I had this channel, they were going to watch and notify the staff that this channel existed, and which I was greatly appreciative of. But they were really supportive, but not only that, I have purchased a few parcels from them recently, and they have just their customer service is just exemplary. It really is. In this day and age, when you really don't often get to talk to an actual human, and everything that you seem to order goes wrong somewhere, I have to say that Abbey's Bookshop and a couple of other bookshops that I will mention in future videos, they've just been fantastic, just absolutely marvellous. It's been pain-free. It really has. Anyway, so a place that I went to video for you about a week or so ago. Well, it must have been just before I got sick. So a week and a bit ago, I went shopping now, a few videos ago, we went to the State Library in Victoria. And in the State Library, there is Reading's bookshop, which has been the only bookshop to been allowed to occupy the same space as the State Library. Reading's bookshop is an independent bookshop. and it does have a couple of outlets or shops other than the one at the State Library. Now, one of them is in Carlton, which is a place we'll be going to. I have videoed just a small video for you in the coming weeks, but I couldn't help myself. They had a sale and it was dangerous. It was really, truly dangerous. So let's begin so that this is not too painful for you. The first one is Arundhati Roy's The Ministry of Utmost Happiness. This is a follow-up to his book, The God of Small Things, which I'm sure you've all heard of, at least, if you haven't read. I'm really looking forward to this one. Now, this is by Penguin Books, and I think this one, 2018 or something. Yes, published by Penguin Books in 2018. So I'm really looking forward to that. As I say, it is a follow-up to The God of Small Things, and we'll see how that pans out. Very excited about that. Oh, I'm going to run out of room, aren't I? I'm very excited about this one. This is a hardback. We know I love my hardcovers. This is Dear Mr. Murray, and this is Letters to a Gentleman Publisher. This is a collection of letters from and to various authors who have dealt with this particular publisher. Now, Jane Austen, Isabella Bird, Lord Byron, William Wordsworth, Mary Shelley, George Bernard Shaw, a plethora of wonderful authors. Now, it says here, the publishing house of John Murray was founded in Fleet Street in 1768 and remained a family business over 7 generations. Published in its 250th year to celebrate this remarkable achievement, Dear Mr. Murray is a collection of some of the best letters from the hundreds of thousands held in the John Murray archive and elsewhere, intended both to entertain and inspire. So I can't wait to read that. I'm really looking forward to that. I thought that would be very entertaining. Now this one is, these were all on special. It was just, you have to get these things when you see them. This is a Whopper. This is an absolute stonking Whopper. This is around about 924 pages and a bit more. This is by Nino Hartshevili. I'm not pronouncing that correctly, and I do apologise, but you'll get the drift, I'm sure. This is The Eighth Life. Now, all of you who know me or who have any idea about me, you know I love food. I love good food and good beverages. This on the back absolutely sold me. At the start of the 20th century, on the edge of the Russian Empire, a family prospers thanks to a recipe for hot chocolate that bewitches its drinkers. But this chocolate carries a bitter, some say cursed, aftertaste. I'm looking forward to this. Really excited. I love my history. I love my my food. So you know it's a winner for me. Now this next one is another winner. This is a hardback. This is a non-fiction, The Nature of Life and Death, Everybody Leaves a Trace, by Patricia Wiltshire. It's Tales of an English Forensic Ecologist. Don't know if you can see that. So these are stories of her working career, her working life. It says here, I can see which route you walked home through bluebell woodland or across a garden by the pollen on your shoes. I might tell where you lingered with a loved one, which corner of a field you waited in, which wall you leaned on when you were waiting for your friend. And if you are one of those unlucky souls who comes to me as a cadaver, I can tell your loved ones how, when and where you died. So I'm looking forward to that. I really enjoy all that scientific and the forensics in crime. So that's a good one for me. Now, any of you who love George Eliot, the pseudonym, of course, for Mary Ann Evans. This is by Cathy O'Shaughnessy, In Love with George Eliot, a novel. This is about George Eliot's life. A bit of a hoot is our George Eliot, because in the 1800s, she was, and for those of you who haven't read George Eliot or don't know, she's in keeping with Jane Austen in that sort of style. And one of her most famous novels was Middlemarch, which is a book I recommend. It's a brilliant novel. And I think it was Virginia Woolf who claimed it to be something like, and don't quote me, but she said it was something like a true grown-ups novel, or a novel written for grown-ups, or something like that. So she is greatly admired and a brilliant writer. But she was very cheeky because she lived with, I think he was already married and couldn't divorce, or the wife wouldn't divorce him. But she lived with her partner for many, many years, and then, which was just outrageous. And then when he passed away, she lived with a younger man and married him. So she's quite a character. So I can't wait to read that. That's exciting. Oh, and you all know I love Georges Simenon. He's a Maigret. He's one of my favourite. This isn't a Maigret. This is one of Georges Simenon's other standalone mysteries. This is The Strangers in the House by Penguin, in the same style as Maigret, the Maigret books. Can't wait to read that. Oh, I didn't tell you. This one is by Scribe, and I think this one was written this may have been written a few years ago, 2020. George Eliot, that's 2020. And Life and Death, The Nature of Life and Death is Putnam, which is an imprint of Penguin Random House, as we know. And this was 2019. Is it? I thought it was a little bit later than that, but it says there 2000, doesn't say. Just says that it's copyright 2019. So it's not telling me. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's there. Exciting, that is for sure. Okay, another hardback. We do, they feel more of like a book to me, but anyway. Bodies in the Library by Marty Wingate. This has been out for a long time, but I think it was 2019, I think, yeah, 2019, by Berkeley Crime, which is another imprint of Penguin Random House. Cannot wait. This is, what does it say? What does it give us here? Hayley Burke's fresh start as the curator of the First Edition Society's library in Bath, England, is about to take a rotten turn in this charming new mystery series from USA Today best-selling author Marty Wingate. And I finally landed my dream job. I, Hayley Burke, am the new curator of Lady Georgiana Fowling's First Edition library. The library is kept at Middlebank House, a lovely Georgian home, and I have a cosy flat on the premises. The library houses first editions from women authors of the golden age of mystery, such as Agatha Christie and Dorothy L. Sayers. Now, if only I knew the first thing about mystery novels, I would be set. And there's a little bit more blurb there, but we won't go into that. It's obviously a murder mystery. I can't wait. I think that's exciting. And another one which I didn't buy from Readings, but it has landed in the book, in the box bag of books here, is Dorothy L. Sayers' Clouds of Witness, a Lord Peter mystery, whimsy mystery. I'm not a big Dorothy L. Sayers fan. For some reason, I couldn't get into her writing. But I do enjoy the TV series, the Lord Peter Wimsey TV series that was produced, I think, in the early 80s in England by the BBC, I think. So I thought I'd have another crack. I did give away some of my Dorothy L. Sayers from years ago because I just could not get into the writing, but I've decided to try again. Now, this one I know was from the Book Grocer in Melbourne, which actually wasn't far from the train station, so I picked that one up. So that's a little rebel in the bag of goodies. So another one from Readings is a hardback, The Little Red Chairs, a novel by Edna O'Brien. This was published in... This edition was published, it can't have been, it was originally published in 2015 by Faber and Faber, but this edition, it doesn't say. It's not giving me any indication, which is a bit naughty. Oh, anyway, this is a fiercely beautiful novel about one woman's struggle to reclaim a life shattered by betrayal from one of the greatest storytellers of our time. Now, this is a novel, from what I can gather, about a woman who befriends I think he's a self-proclaimed herbalist or holistic healer, a poet as well. And he claims he's one thing and she finds out that he's something else. So I'm looking forward to that. I always love my mysteries. Oh, that's going to go over, isn't it? Now, another one that I was really looking forward to is Mrs. March by Virginia Fierto. I'm really looking forward to this. This is another sort of story of betrayal or mystery and betrayal. Mrs. March's husband is a writer, and I think Mrs. March walks into her hairdresser, I think, or a patisserie, I think it may have been. Here it is. Yes, she walks into her patisserie and the shopkeeper remarks that the detestable protagonist of George March's latest novel must surely be based on Mrs. March herself. And the story goes from there. So I'm really looking forward to this one. It was published in 2022 by the Fourth Estate. So that's another one I'm looking forward to. Oh, another hardback. And this is by Andrea Penrose. If any of you have read her novel, she's really good. A Mystery at Kensington Palace. She has written a couple of others. I think Mystery at Moongate was one of them. And Murder on Black Swan Lane, and then this one, Murder at Kensington Palace. So I'm really looking forward to this. Give you the blurb on it. Andrea has two protagonists, two detectives, Rexford and Sloane, and through Charlotte Sloane's secret identity as the controversial satirical cartoonist A.J. Quill is safe with the Earl of Rexford, she's ill-prepared for the rippling effects sharing the truth about her background that has cast over their relationship. She thought a bit of space might improve the situation. But when her cousin is murdered and his twin brother is accused of the gruesome crime, Charlotte immediately turns to Rexford for help improving the young man's innocence. So, looks interesting. And as I say, when they're on special, you just can't help buying. Oh, this one is exciting too. Now, Anne Glencomer was one of the ladies in waiting at the late Queen Elizabeth II's coronation, and a very good friend, obviously, of the late Queen. She's written a couple of books. I think she wrote about her friendship or her role in the coronation. This one is a mystery. It's a haunting in Holcombe, which I'm really looking forward to this. It'll be very interesting. Now, Anne Glencomer must be in her late 80s, early 90s, easily. And she wrote this in, it must be 2021. Yeah, first published in Great Britain in 2021. This is Hodder and Stoughton. One thing I really love about the books now is a lot of them have really stunning covers and designs. They're just beautiful. Anyway, look, and they shimmer and shine, and they're just beautiful, and they look lovely on the bookshelf. Okay, and the last one, a lot of noise. The last one, which also was purchased from on the same day from the book Grocer. And I couldn't help it because this was so cheap, it wasn't funny. This is a hardback. This is Hilary Mantle's The Mirror and the Light, which is a follow-up to Wolf Hall. This was $7. I mean, look at the size of it. It is huge. So for $7, I couldn't help it. And I have a funny feeling I haven't actually read this one. I read Wolf Hall, but I haven't read this one. Now, this was published, as we know, quite a few years ago. It was first published, let's see. Oh, actually, it's not as long as I thought. It was first published in Great Britain in 2020 by Fourth Estate. So I thought it was actually longer than that. Isn't that strange? Anyway, Great book, $7 that was at the Book Grocer, unbelievable. So some really good books there that we have the rest of the year to read, and we can book review. And now that I'm back on board, there will be the travel video for Saturday. So I'm looking forward to showing you that. We are a little bit behind, but that's okay. Once they're up on the channel, you can view them at any time. So I guess it doesn't really matter when they're first uploaded, does it really? No. So I'm back on board. That's fantastic. And I'll do another book harvest, what I call a book harvest, a book buying session in the next few days, or maybe the next week or so when I get time. I just have to finish off editing the video for Saturday. And of course this one today. I want to get this up as soon as possible. Hopefully later today, which is Easter Monday. At the latest, it'll be up for you tomorrow, Tuesday. But I will have to do another book harvest with you, because I have been on a bit of a spree lately when I've been visiting places for you. I just can't help it. When I see really good books, there's something that you can hold on to and read when you want to. And of course, books are there forever, aren't they? You can read them at any time and you can reread them. And I'm finding that a lot lately. The books that I have been reading have given me such good feeling and have been written so well that I am really encouraged to reread them. So I'm looking forward to sharing all of those with you. I've been sharing some of them, but there have been a few lately that I have been reading, and they've just been fantastic. I love them. Anyway, so that being said, I will leave you for now. And as you can see, I have more than enough reading to do. There are some books on the shelves that haven't been read. They have been purchased in the last couple of years and I have yet to read them. I think I said to you a few videos ago, I have, up until buying these ones, I think I had not quite 200 books to read. And look, some of those books are readable, they're put downable, so you can read them. I have one at the moment that is seasonal. It's actually marked out in seasons. So I've decided that it's autumn in Australia now, so I'm reading the autumn section, and I am waiting until winter to read the winter section and so forth. So some of them you don't read as a novel, they're more sort of memoirs or nature observing books. So you can, not all of the 200 books are novels that you plough into. That's my excuse anyway. I'm just trying to justify it all. Shouldn't have to justify, should we? Reading books and eating good food. Two of many pet loves. Anyway, I shall go. I will leave you, and I will see you on Saturday for the travel video, and then hopefully we'll have a few more book reviews and book harvests. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed your weekend. I hope you enjoy your week. Happy reading, and please I encourage you to eat really good food, good quality, savour it. We have a lot of pears on the trees at the moment. They're just beautiful pears, absolutely beautiful. And I've been having them in a lot of salads and sandwiches, and it's been extraordinary, a wonderful experience. Anyway, enough of that. I shall leave you. Have a good week. Happy reading, happy eating, and I'll see you next video. Take care. Bye for now.